There we go. Now we're live. All right, so you guys may see some like my back end stuff here over on my YouTube and then my streaming software because I'm still having a lot of trouble getting my design space to actually work. All right, let's see. Guys, let me know if you can hear me and see me. I might just have a slight delay on my end. Whoops. Sorry, I had to turn the sound off. Forgot to do that. Sometimes I get like a little slight delay. So just let me know. I will have, like I said, I always have your comments pulled up so that I can see them and hear them. We love to chit chat while we're here. And sometimes it just doesn't love me. You know, it is what it is. There we go. Live chat. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Hi, Faith. Hi, Westgate Joan. Hi, Lisa. Hello. Hi, Kathy. Hi. I'm so glad you guys are all here today. So we have really cute designs. I know the last couple months we've had a couple that I've been like, oh, I really like that design or whatever. This one has like a bunch that I'm really excited for. So I'm really pumped to show them all to you. Hi, Connie. Hi, Amanda. Amanda's all the way from England. That's pretty darn far. Hi, Melissa. So I'm glad you guys can hear me. That's awesome. So glad. Ever since I got the new computer, I just can't seem to get it to work with the webcam. Now, I think I have a workaround, but I just didn't have time to deal with it. We've had some family stuff going on. I'm just now really starting to get back into work mode and my mental state is better. So we're doing all right. Hi, Kristen. So there are, again, 44 deals. If you're not familiar with the Design Bundles dollar deals, what it is 44 different font bundles, design bundles, whatever it may be. But each of those items is going to be $1. These do include a commercial use license, meaning that you can sell anything that you make with the products, which is awesome. So nice. And then it also includes unlimited downloads, meaning you can download it at home, download it at work, download it to your phone, wherever you need it, you can download it too. Now, some of these designs are going to be fonts. Some of them will be for sublimation, print and cut, that type of thing. And we'll go over all of that as we go through each of the designs. One of the things that I love about doing this with you guys is that I get my, my brain starts thinking about all the ways that I can use these cool designs to make stuff. So I love doing this because it really kind of inspires me, and I hope it inspires you too. Now, we got about 10 minutes until it starts, but with as many deals as they offer us, I do like to start kind of going through them a little bit early so that we can make sure that we get through everything. So we're going to start, and we'll start here with our bestseller Halloween crafting font bundle. Now, this says that it includes 20 typefaces, 108 clip arts, 4 frames, and 21 additional graphics. So you're getting a ton in this design bundle here. And this is going to be kind of a lot of different things that they say are Halloween. But keep in mind, you can use a font or a design any time of year. It doesn't just have to be a Halloween design. Like a lot of these little clip art pieces are going to be great for summer. You got corn. They're going to be good for any time in the fall. The carrot could be good for Easter. So don't feel like you're just tied to using these at a certain time of year. You use them whenever you want. We have some cute fonts here. We've got this pretty pumpkin, which I think is adorable. And that would be a really fun, playful font. And then we have brioche, which is a little more elegant. You've got a bunch of different designs here where it's kind of showing you some examples that you can use with their font. And then they've got some clip art, some bats and some hats and things like that. This one kind of shows you they customized a t-shirt using their font. So there's a lot that you can do with this. We've got this spider boy one that has little spider webs in between the letters, which is so cute. And then we have this design where you're kind of showing, they're showing you that they've added some pieces of clip art to them. This Gobby Gobble, which is kind of a funny one to say, is really super cute. And you can see that this one is the one that comes with all of these extra little dingbats and glyphs and stuff, which are really fun to play with. Now, again, we've got kind of more an elegant and more a playful font. So there's a lot of different fonts in this. This one's going to be Halloween dingbats, meaning it's kind of all the different little cute icons that you can use. And then you've got like this Gareth Holland photography. I don't know what that one is, but we've got like these cute little fonts. So there is a lot of fonts to choose from. And like I said, they don't just have to be used at Halloween. Use them whenever you want to and have fun with it. Like this Road Shot one, really cool. Kind of gives me like a Western vibe. So I do feel like you could use that for all sorts of stuff. But you're getting a ton of fonts for $1. So that one's really, really good deal. Now, don't let me forget to go back and buy this one when it starts because I think this one's so stinking cute. This is a cute Ghost Halloween sublimation bundle. You're getting 40 designs. They're high quality designs. So you're going to be able to use these in a lot of different ways. Now, if you don't have a sublimation printer, you can order sublimation prints from lots of places, or you can get these done with UV DTF or DTF prints, but you can also use them with things like printable HTV. You can print them onto cardstock or sticker paper. So there's a lot of ways that you can use these that isn't just for sublimation. I think these are so darn cute. You've got kind of like more like cutesy ones, but then you also have some that are kind of leaning a little more towards the spooky side. These would be great little stickers to hand out for a trick or treat if you don't want to do candy, or if you do like an allergy friendly option. Offering stickers is super inexpensive and a great way to offer something to children that might not be able to have candy, or some kids just don't want the candy and would rather have the sticker. So you got a ton of designs. They're all very aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. And I think they keep with like the really cute Halloween theme. I love this little ghost with his little haunted house. So cute. There was a little kitty cat. And then there's some that are kind of more like fall themed, which is really fun. So you can use these for lots of things. Now, like I said, remind me to go back and add that to my cart. If you guys don't, I'm going to be super sad because I really do want that one. I think that one is precious. Now, this one here is a Highland cow mug bundle. Now, again, this is technically created to be used with sublimation. That's what the designer kind of more so intended it for. However, you can still use these for things like UV DTF or DTF prints, printable sticker paper, all the things. So if it is a PNG, which is meant to be printed, don't just put yourself in a pigeonhole. You can really use these in a lot of ways. You don't just have to use them as a mug wrap. These are really cute. They're definitely AI designed, but I think they're darling. The little kitten is so cute. There's a ton to choose from. It looks like they've got lots for different seasons, different reasons, and you're getting a bunch for $1. So even if you only like one or two, it's a really good deal because a lot of times on Etsy, just a single design like these is like $2.95, which is outrageous if you ask me. Now, this one here, I think I want to get to because I do want to try to cut this, but I also really want to try to cut this with my laser with some cardstock. I'm really afraid of my laser and cardstock. I know it can do it, but I'm just a little afraid of it, but I want to try it. But these are little leaf lanterns, I guess, little leaf wraps for battery operated candles. Please do not put a real candle in anything that you've made with cardstock. I shouldn't have to say that, but I know if I don't, somebody will do it and burn their house down. But for battery operated candles, you can create these little collars, lanterns, holders, whatever you want to call them. These would be really pretty for things like weddings, centerpieces for if you're having Thanksgiving. These would be really beautiful to put around the house. So there's a lot of ways to use these. I love kind of the fall vibes of them. And I love that there's a couple of different like styles. Like you've got this one where it's more of just like a ring with one leaf, but then you have like this one here that is just a full ring of leaves. So really, really pretty. And I think that these could be gorgeous with all sorts of different paper. Look how pretty they look lit up. Those battery powered candles are going to be perfect in these. And I think they're super cute. So don't forget to, I got to get those too. Now I will say I did pre-look at this one because I thought this ghost was so cute. Now again, this is called the Halloween recipe towels. You're going to get 30 different PNGs with this for $1. Now, do you have to use them on towels? No, you don't. You can use them on anything that you want. And again, this is something that you could print with UV DTF. You could print with printable HTV. You could get DTF prints made of these. You can print at home. You can use them as little, maybe cards. They may make really cute, like little Halloween cards if you want to send somebody a little greeting, whatever it may be. But these are really adorable. They've got a ton of different ones to choose from. There are 30. Now, I will say I can't really read, obviously, like any of those smaller words. I'm blind as a bat. However, I do think these are so stinking cute, and I absolutely love them. And then we've got this really cute, like kitty cat ones, which I think are so darling, but I love this little bat over here. Now, I do think I want to get this one as well, because I think I want to try to use these in a few different ways versus than just slapping them on a kitchen towel. I think they could be very cute in a lot of different ways. So love those so very much. Now with this one here, this is a 16 Snarky SVG bundle. So these are made to be cut with your vinyl, with your HTV, but can you sublimate them? Yes. Can you get them printed as DTF or UV DTF? Yes. Can you make them into stickers? Yes. So SVGs are super versatile, which is one thing that I really love. So this one's going to have 16 designs. Looks like they're all kind of like skull themed, kind of spooky. So like this one says, I tried to stop swearing, but I just can't. With this fun little skeleton head, a skull. Yeah, one of those, a skull. This one's kind of feeling, I don't give a you know what-ish. You've got this one, sometimes sweet, mostly savage, with some butterflies and like little heart eyes. On my way to make some bad decisions. So there are some really fun designs in this. Now, I will say that weeding on these is going to be a little bit tedious because there are a lot of pieces and parts in these little skeletons. But I do think that you're going to get some really fun looks from these. Really fun designs. They are cute. I like the aesthetic of them. Really fun. But like I said, you don't have to just put these on t-shirts. These can go on lots of things. So don't feel like you're just stuck to making t-shirts. Now, also the way that these are designed, you could use probably contour and like add some color to them in some spots if you wanted to, which I think is also really fun. So if you just wanted to add a little pop of color, it would be pretty easy with the way these are designed. Those are really great. That's 16 for that $1, which I think is a really good deal. Now, if you guys have questions while we're chit-chatting or have ideas on how you would use something, let me know. Always love hearing your ideas. Now, this one I noticed is something that I have not seen them do, at least not in a really long time. This is coloring pages. Now, these are JPGs, meaning that their backgrounds are not going to be transparent. But that being said, you still can use these with your CRICUT. You could still cut these with HTV. You would just need to remove the background. You could still cut these with vinyl, remove the background. So if you like the design and you want to use it with one of those products, you absolutely can. You can also just make it a coloring page and print it out. You can absolutely do that as well. I think these are so stinking cute. They're very like fall-esque, but I think these are adorable. I know like a lot of like the small grocery stores around us and some of like the other events, they'll do a coloring contest. These would be so fun to use for a coloring contest because I think they've got some that are geared more towards the younger colors, like audience, like the 3 to 5s, but then they do have some that would be great if you wanted to include adults or older kids in the contest. Maybe they pick out the different image that they want to color, but I do think these are really cute, and you're getting 60 of them for $1, so it's a really good deal. There's a ton to choose from. There's some fairies and mushrooms, so it's a really cool thing that they added, and these are set up to be 8.5 by 11, so they'll print really easily to just any regular like copy paper to be used. This one here is a Gothic book lovers bundle. This has 130 PNGs, so it's got a ton to choose from. These are going to be very like book themed, which is such a popular thing right now. So if you're looking for something that's trending, these would be a great item, especially with Halloween season coming up. This is such like a great kind of spooky vibes, Gothic vibe design. Now I could see these being used in a lot of ways, whether it's on tumblers or mugs, t-shirts. You could even make some into bookmarks if you wanted to, but these are all going to be used with print and cut. So this is something that you're going to have to use with either, like I said, sticker paper, UV DTF, DTF prints, sublimation, all that type of stuff is what you're going to want to use these with. But I think these are so fun, and like they really get that vibe. And I think these would be very, very popular. There's some dragons in here. We've got like this rose design, which is really cool. The haunted doll, she's scary. Don't like haunted dolls, but I do like this one. I think this one kind of, for whatever reason, maybe it's the castle and like the vines, but it's giving me like Beauty and the Beast vibes, which I think is really, really fun. Yeah, those coloring pages would be a really good idea for like an allergy-free Halloween treat. That would be really cool. And you could absolutely get like those cheap packs of crayons from like the Dollar Tree and put them in there, or like you could even find them on Amazon in bulk, like the ones that the restaurants have if you wanted to add that. They've got lots of little castle ones in this design too. Here's some black cats, which are adorable. You've got ravens. You've got some heart books, which are fun. This has a ton of really lovely designs, which I think are so, so cute. And again, really versatile. A lot that you could do with these. You don't have to feel like it just has to go on one product. You can really make a lot of those. Those could also be really cool to add to like a logo or something. So just a lot of ways to use that. Now this down here is a funny quotes, positive sayings, pillow sublimation bundle. So it's just basically PNG designs that are shaped in a square, and use them how you want. So these look like they've got like kind of, I don't know how to describe those. Whimsical girls? Not really. I don't know. I'm not sure how to describe this, but they have ladies, and then they have some different sayings all around them with like a colorful background. We've got some flowers. We've got some little like positive quotes. We've got one with this adorable fat cat. So there's like a bunch of different designs. And then they kind of have different aesthetics. Like this one's kind of yellowy. We've got one that's kind of like rainbow watercolor. I don't know what you'd call it. But there's a bunch to choose from. So if this is something that you're into, like this very, I would call it almost boho maybe. Maybe that's kind of the word I'm looking for, but not really. I don't know. I'm really not sure. But I do think this is super cute. The designs are adorable. They are very colorful. They're very creative. I think that the little positive quotes are nice. So if you need like a little reminder, these would be cute on mugs or tumblers. These would be really a cute little like sticker too as well. So those are very, very fun. And those are well designed. They look like absolutely adorable. Now, before I forget, we're going to add this to the cart, add that to the cart, add this to the cart. I kind of want those coloring pages too. I thought those were super cute. Now here we have a wooden autumn house bundle. So this is going to be, let's see, 10 designs. I was looking to see how many designs they are. So these are little houses, and you've got like one shaped like a boot and an acorn and some mushrooms and like a gourd and a teapot. And these are technically made to go with a laser. Could you make these with the CRICUT? Possibly, but you might lose a little bit of some of the details because these aren't fully layered. You can see right here, this part is just engraved and then painted. Now, could you draw it? Absolutely. And then like color it with like stamps or markers. You absolutely could do that if you are somebody who's into that. But you can see here, this shows you kind of all the layers. So you would have like this base part, which would work. You could hold that up with cardstock. You've got the little mailbox, you've got the door, but like I said, you can see these red lines. Those are just engraved. So in order to have those show up, you would need to draw them, or print them if you wanted to, but that's the only way that those lines are going to show up for you to be able to like color it, if that makes sense, to like make it have all the layers. So like we have this house here, we've got this little mushroom, but if you have a laser, you should have no problem using these. You'll just have to like, paint them in or color them in. But I think these are so cute. If you are like somebody who likes to decorate with this type of stuff, these are absolutely precious. This acorn is really, really cute. But you're getting 10 designs, so you get a bunch. And I feel like you'd be able to really put your own spin on those with the different ways that you could color them and decorate them. Now this here is a Snarky Housewife SVG bundle. So again, these are designed to be made with vinyl or HTV or whatever you want to cut them on, but you can use them in those other ways as well because SVGs are so versatile. Now this one, you are getting 10 designs, and it's all like the same lady, but she's got like different moods. So she said, made with love and maybe a little rage. That's definitely me when I bake. Your drama isn't on my shopping list. Love that one. Completely unhinged. Also, yes. One glass away from saying what I really think. I don't have a filter. I don't need that one. Make your own sugar, be your own daddy. Heck yeah. I whisper WTF to myself at least 20 times a day. I really do. If you can't kill them with kindness, just try poison. I think I might need this one. Tired, moody, over it, just like this laundry. My favorite essential oil is chloroform. Oh my. Oh my goodness. I kind of want to get this one because those are really funny. Hi, Pamela. Those are really funny. I think I need to add that to my cart, and I think you all should too because those are hysterical. Now this one here is the 220 design round side mega bundle. Now let me just tell you, these are gonna look like they're cut with a laser because they want them to be cut with a laser, but truly a lot of these can be used with your Cricut. I've shown you how in a couple tutorials how to do these. Not all of them will work. It's going to be that same situation of how is the design set up? How is the SVG set up? Things like that. I'm sorry, my cat has her toy. I'm like, what is that noise? Hopefully you guys can hear that because it's really quite funny. She's in the hallway playing with her toy. But it just kind of depends on how the designs are set up. But it looks like a lot of these could really be worked with vinyl. So I wouldn't worry too much if you don't have a laser. You could make these with your Cricut or your Silhouette or whatever you have. But there's some really cute designs in here. Look at the little birthday ones. They also have some summery ones, some St. Patrick's Day. Why is the gnome naked? We've got Easter. You've got some, I would call those like Western. Here's fall, some more Easter, some Halloween. We have, here's some more like summer ones, some religious versions, some more Easter. Here's Valentine's Day. So you've got kind of a little bit of everything for all the different holidays. Lots of great ones in that. You're getting 220 designs, which is a ton of designs. I think it's a really good deal for the designs that you're getting. Now this one here is a decorative layered wall art bundle. Again, more so geared towards those laser cutters, but it looks like the way they're set up, you could cut these with cardstock. It's just layers of different colors of blanks, so different colors of wood. You can see here that they show you how they're like layered. You could absolutely do this with cardstock, so don't shy away from this if you like this, thinking that just because it says laser that you couldn't use it, because you can. So there's like a butterfly, here's a ladybug, like a bumblebee, a little flower. Here's another sort of design with a flower, a butterfly, a dragonfly. Here's a little bird, snail. Yeah, there's really cute ones in that. So again, they are totally doable with your Cricut and some cardstock. So if you like the designs, I would say go for it. That seems like a really good idea. Hi, Rachel. I am well. How are you? Now this one here is a funny printable forms bundle. So these are PNGs, and these would be something that you would print out on your printer. But again, these could make really funny stickers or something, especially like in the office. I didn't look at this one, so I'm not 100% sure all what's included in this. But it looks like you've got like guest checks with like some silly little sayings on them. Unrealistic expectations on a gluten-free bun. Loyalty, honesty, unlimited fries. It's called balance. Whatever my friend is having, but cheaper. Here you've got some resignation notices. Approved by no one. I didn't ask. It's not me. It's Mondays. Final straw. Someone took my lunch again. My boss scheduled a 9 a.m. meeting on a Monday. Yeah, I feel that one. Don't miss that. So then they've got like attendance checks. So these would just be like silly things that you could print out. I think these would make funny like wall art too, if you like have somebody who, you know, would find that humorous depending on where you work. But yeah, there's a bunch of like different things. Like they've said, put it on a tote. That's a cute idea. So there's lots of ways to use these. You don't just have to, print them out as like wall art, but there's tons of different ways to use them. No discount codes. This one here is if you are they called sewists? Someone who can sew. Someone who isn't me, who knows how to sew. I do not, in fact, have any clue how to sew, except like I can sew like a little hole with like by hand, but don't ask me to cut a pattern and use a sewing machine. Like unlikely, not gonna happen. Here we have the so it's, I'm sorry, my brain just went blank as to what I was talking about. But it looks like this would be like something that's great for a beginner. It's called a skill builder project. So it's going to have like your pattern, but then it does include a tutorial and a video. So if you're somebody who's starting to learn to sew, this could be a great project for you. And it comes in a couple of different sizes. And you can see here, it says one piece of tulle. It's like a fat quarter of tulle. It's got all your materials listed out. You're going to get all of the different like pattern sizes. You're going to get all of that information from them, which I think is great. Again, I don't understand what 99% of this means, but I do think these are super cute. And if you are somebody who sews, this is definitely one to check out. It looks like a cute little pouch. It looks like it's relatively like simple. Again, I don't really know, but I think it's fun. I think you could really learn a lot. And it looks like a practical project, which is also a good thing. Then you don't just have like random stuff sitting around. Now this one here is a Halloween and fall sublimation bundle. Now, if you watched when I went live with the DTF and UV DTF sale just a few weeks back, they had some similar designs to this that people really wanted, but the designs that were on that were exclusive to those sheets. But this little ghost here, she's very similar to one that was in there. Also, I love the hang in there. It gets worse. Because, true. But they have lots of like really cute designs. This one with like the butterfly and the hearts. I don't know who made this mock-up, but do better, people. Do better with your mock-ups. Like we've got this, there's the hang in there frog, but this one is really cute. I think the bows look a little weird. Actually, that whole mock-up looks completely different than the picture. Now I'm confused because that mock-up looks way different than the first picture. I want to get back to that first picture. Maybe it's just a different ghost. Okay, it must be a different ghost because this one looks like the one in that picture. Maybe they have a different ghost available. But either way, the rest of them look fine. They look like the rest of the pictures. I think right here, 11 PNG designs. I'm only seeing 8 here, so that must just be another one of the designs. Either way, very cute designs. Love those like holographic looking ghosts. Those are going to be so popular. Those and like lace style designs are going to be trending for sure. Now here we have what they call a US States Brushstroke bundle. So this is again PNGs. These are really cute. They've got all of your 50 states. They say they have 55 designs available. And it looks like we've kind of got kind of a, whatever that state's vibe is kind of what they have done to design them. So for example, Ohio here, we've got some footballs, hot dogs, American flags, and a sailboat. And it says Midwest Shores and Thrill Breeze. Okay, sure, okay. California, Good Vibes and Coastal Glow. Arkansas, Fresh Breeze and Front Porch Flavor. Yeah, flavor. Arizona has Salt and Cactus Dreams. Sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Where does Arizona have salt? Okay. Alaska, Glacial Air and Golden Light. That one like makes sense. Alabama, Slow Tides and Southern Sunshine. American Samoa has Heritage Winds and Ocean Pride, which is okay, yeah. Colorado, Elevation, Stillwater and Crisp Sun. I'm still confused by Arizona. Here we go. We've got New Hampshire, Granite Calm and Forest Breeze. Nebraska, Prairie Breeze and Lakeside Shade. Nevada, Sun Spice and Sapphire Lakes. Montana, Big Sky and Glassy Waters. Michigan, freshwater fun and cherry skies. Now, if you guys don't know, Michigan's known for its cherries. So that one like makes sense, but it's still a little strange to me. Minnesota, 10,000 lakes and peaceful shade. So some of them make sense, but the salt at Arizona is really kind of throwing me. And I really don't like Thrill Breeze doesn't sound right, but it makes sense because we do have Cedar Point, which is America's roller coast. It is known for our thrill rides, so I get it, but like don't love that one. So yeah, there's a bunch of, I mean, they're cute. If that's your jam, sure. They're pretty cute. I mean, I like the designs. I just don't necessarily like the wording, but it would be easy enough to cut the wording off if you don't like what it says for the state that you want to use. You could just use the top section. Now up here we have Halloween placemat lace bundle. They call them placemats. Could I use them for lots of other things? Absolutely, I can. These could be used for all sorts of really fun things. Honestly, I think it would be really fun to make one of these and like put it on your window. And then when you have the lights on inside, you would see this design come through. I think that could be a really fun way to use this. You can resize these designs, of course, in any way that you want to. You could use these in a lot of fun ways. These could be really fun to cut with like some vinyl, put it on a shirt and like either bleach around it or use some spray tie-dye around it. So there's a lot of ways that you could use these. You could still use them as placemats if you wanted to, because you could also cut them in HTV and press them, or you could cut them with faux leather. A lot of ways to use those fun designs. But again, those lace designs are going to be really trendy this year. So just keep your eyes on those, because I do think that that design is going to end up really popping off before you know it. Now here we have the Snarky Raccoons. This is their Snarky Raccoon Fall Bundle with 12 designs. Raccoons are very trendy as well. So keep your eyes on the raccoon styles. But this one says crisp air, bad attitude. Love it. I'm only here for the pumpkin chaos. Sometimes, yeah. Baked a pie, ate the pie, no regrets. That's funny. I put the no in November. We've got scary. I'm scary before coffee. I'm just here for the snacks and snarkasm. Oh my God, sarcasm. I can talk. Sweater weather, feral behavior. I can't deal today. Emotionally out of service. Those are very cute. I really like those. I think those are pretty funny. So if you're somebody looking for like some cutesy, funny designs, those are definitely it. I think those would sell really well too, because people love that stuff. Salt River. Oh, maybe. Salt River. I've never heard of it, but maybe that's where they're getting the salt from. I can't imagine people like think of Arizona and think Salt River though. I think of like cactuses and sunshine and sand and the rocks that I can't think of the name of. It'll come to me. Now this one here, we have the first Christmas ornaments bundle. Now these are PNG designs, so they would work best with your sublimation, but think about like water slide decals. Think about UVDTF prints as well. So there's a lot of ways to use these in ways that are not just sublimation, but there are tons of ways to use them. They're really cute. They're very like neutral designs. They're a little more subdued, not quite so in your face, but you can add the names to these. You probably add dates, whatever you really want to add. We've got like kind of a neutrally green. Here we have kind of a bluish gray. We got lots of things to choose from with like ornaments that have, you know, little stockings or Christmas trees, nutcrackers. These, listen, people spend money on their kids and people will spend money on their kids' memories. So for a first Christmas ornament, people are going to buy first Christmas ornaments. So if this is something that you can offer at a show or at a craft event, whatever it may be, or online on your Etsy store, these would probably sell really, really well. And one thing I noticed is that right here, we have one that's blank on each of these. So what would be a really fun way to use that is to add the child's picture. So you would just have the parent provide you with a good picture of the child, and you can add the child's picture and their name to the ornament. And again, parents will pay money for that kind of stuff because they want to remember their kids. Now here we have a funny gnome garden flag bundle. Looks like these are all very Christmassy themed. It's got some funny little sayings. Now again, could these make great Christmas garden flags? Sure. But would they also make super cute Christmas cards? Yes. Would they make Christmas stickers? Yes. Could you put them on a t-shirt? Yes. So you have a lot of ways that you can use these designs that are not just garden flags. They're sized for a garden flag, but you can always size them up or down depending on what you want to put them on. So don't feel like you're just pigeonholed into the garden flags. You're getting 12 designs in this, which is a pretty good deal. Now, we haven't had nearly as many fonts, but we've gotten into a little section of font bundles. Now, I do love a good font bundle because you're getting such a good deal. The fonts include that commercial use license, so you do get a really good value with what you're buying. Now, this one here is going to have 12 fonts. They call this the Beautiful Font Bundle. And these fonts look like they're going to be a little more swirly, a little more elegant. Maybe we're planning a wedding and we need some fonts. This might be a great purchase. Maybe we're going to be having an elegant anniversary party and maybe we need to create some decor. This might be a really good purchase for that because these do have some really lovely fonts. Now, what's nice about this one is that this is a font duo. So you're getting this white font here, but you're also getting this black font as well. So you're getting two fonts. This one, very pretty, again, super elegant. This one is also a font duo, meaning that, again, you're getting this brown font, but you also have access to the black font, and they're made to look nice together. So if you need to make something and you want to use two different fonts, maybe you're going to put the last name in the brown font, and then you want to put maybe the location of the event in the black font. So they're just made to look a little nicer together and match the vibe. So I do love a duo font. But these are all, like I said, going to be a little more on the elegant side, a little less on the like playful fun, but a little more on that more sophisticated look. Those are very pretty, and if you're looking for fonts like that, it's definitely worth it. Now with this bundle, this is our Sweet Crafting Collection, and this is Crafting Fonts and Decorative Bundle. So you're going to get quite a bit in this, and these are going to be more on the playful side. So if you're looking for something more on the end of like, I want to use it in my classroom, or I don't need something elegant, I want something fun, this might be the bundle for you. So you can see here, we've kind of got this chunky font. We have this one, which while a script font is just a little chubbier, so it makes it a little more on the playful side, a little less on the elegant side. I actually have this font and I do really like this one. I have used it many times. Cella is a great font. It cuts really well. It's super cute and you can dress it up or dress it down. I also have this high key as well. I got this one a while ago and it is darling. It does have the extra glyphs, the little tails. It has the little arrow and heart and it has the little flower, but it has some other glyphs too that you can use. So you can really dress that font up a lot. This one's really pretty as well and also does have the glyphs to make the little tails on the letters. This one I love because of the little heart on the eye. Again, a little more chunky, so it's a little less on the elegant side. Now this one could play to elegance or to fun and chubby, whichever you want it to. You can take the little twirls off and it would be a little more on the like plain side. This one here, again, kind of plays to that playful font side. It's got kind of a fun shape. We have this one called Nurse School, and this one's really, really cute with all of its little kind of angled pieces. I think that one could be a really fun one to use. This one, again, kind of more on the chunky side, but could still play to that, you know, elegance if you want it to. I really think this one is fun. I don't know that I would use it for much, but again, very fun font. We have Krista, Chista, I don't know how to say it, but this one comes with these fun little glyphs and the hearts. So if you're looking for something like that, really super cute. And then this one I really liked. I saw this one when I was clicking through the other day, looking at some of the previews, and I just think it's just thick enough that it will cut well, but it won't be like so thick that it's like one of the heavier fonts. So if you're looking for something that's a little thinner, that might be a great one. I have this font as well, and it does come with these extra little characters. Really a fun one to use. This Spooky Vintage is really, really cute. It's like they call it a cute luxury cartoon font. So again, more on the playful side of the fonts. And then this Thanksgiving one, again, lots of fun glyphs to use with that one. You get a lot. Now we do also have some monogram ones that it's going to include all the fonts from A to Z. So you've got a bunch of different designs for that one with like little butterflies, all sorts of stuff. So this one has a ton to choose from. It's a really good deal at $1. Now this one here is the 600 mega fonts. So this one has so many fonts. Now I'm just going to kind of click through, but honestly, if you are looking to really up that font game, this one has kind of everything that you could possibly need, including, I see right here is a sketch font, which if you want to do engraving, drawing, or foiling, those fonts are really good to make your designs look filled in. Now, like I said, there's a ton in this one. We couldn't possibly go over all of them, but I do think for $1, even if you only end up with one of the fonts, it's such a good deal. So you have a ton to choose from in this one. Again, lots to go through, but that is a great, great deal. Now this one here, I saw this and I thought this one was also super cute. So this is another USA States design, and it's going to be all like food related. So for example, like Illinois has the deep dish dreams. Utah has creamy and dipped, which I don't know what that is. The U.S. Virgin Islands has golden corn flat. Indiana's tenderloin traditions. Tennessee's got bananas. I don't know. Sure. I don't know. Ohio, if we don't have, I'm trying to think what Ohio would be. I don't even know. Like, of course, Wisconsin's got to be cheese, and it's got to be squeaky cheese. If you know, you know. But these are all kind of like food based, and I really want to find Ohio in here to see what like they think Ohio is all about. Pennsylvania pretzels make sense. Missouri's got crispy and toasted. That's fun. Here we go. New Hampshire's apple season flavor. Let's see. Ohio, heritage and dumplings. They're not dumplings. They are pierogies, but I'll forgive them. Kentucky's got, I don't know what that is. Louisiana, Cajun comfort. Oregon's berry bold. They're very cute. I think they're fun. I would change the wording on Ohio's very much because those are pierogies, not dumplings. If you know, you know. But those are pretty cute. They go very similar with the other ones. They're by the same designer. Now this here is a 3D Christmas stand bundle. Now this is something that is only going to work with a laser because of the way these are built. So if you have a laser, absolutely can do these. Your CRICUT cannot handle this. It just simply cannot. These are placed together with tabs. They're made in a certain way that they fit together for wood. They will not work with cardstock. They won't stand up. But they are really neat. And again, if you're somebody who really wants to like make a fun Christmas design, this would be a challenge, but a fun one. So I would check these out if you have a laser and you're really looking for something unique. Very cool. And for $1, that's a really good deal. Now these ones are so stinking cute. So these are the Coquette bows, which trendy as heck. And these are kind of all school related. So you see, you've got a couple different like pencil styles. This one's got notebook paper. You've got a composition notebook, 2 different crayons, another notebook paper one. And these just come as the bows. So you can add what you want to them, whether you want to add your teacher's name, maybe like first day of school. You can leave them plain. So there's a lot of ways that you can use these. You can see this person put like them on a mug. You could put these on a tote bag, t-shirts, sweatshirts, pencil pouches, signs. These would be really cute for like a front door sign for that teacher. So there's a lot of ways to do this, and it will work. Like it will look so cute. Like I just think these are absolutely a darling, darling thing. Kristen says, don't try chipboard with those. No, those Christmas designs will not work with chipboard. The CRICUT really can't cut anything detailed with wood. I've had a lot of people go, well, why haven't you done a wood tutorial? Because the CRICUT really can't cut wood. It just can't. It can do very simple designs. It can sort of do them. 9 times out of 10, your knife blade's going to break. It's going to take hours. It's a pain in the butt. That's why I don't do it. I think it's a waste, and I think the CRICUT is a dirty liar when it says it can cut wood. So we just don't really do that here. It's just not worth it. Now here we have a Farmhouse Halloween Mega Bundle. So this one looks like you're gonna get a couple different bundles that are all Halloween themed. You've got some signs. It looks like we've got porch signs, square and round signs, some more round designs. This is fun with like little conversation hearts. We got some more like spooky tour, Halloween tour. These are kind of like rock and roll t-shirts, which could be really fun. Yeah, you get quite a bit. They didn't show us everything, so you definitely get more than what's shown. I like those little rock and roll designs. Those are really cute. Those could be super fun. Oh my gosh, I missed this one when I was looking. Oh my god, I might need to get this one. So this one is what they're calling like the vintage Halloween designs, but the frogs are hilarious. I love this Spellbound and Squishy. Croak and Carry On, hilarious. Pumpkin Duty in Progress, Warts and All Witches, Frog on the Fly, Bone to be Wild. There's another Pumpkin Duty in Progress. Which Way We Hop. Warts and Wonders. Here's like a Straight Out of the Swamp. Creep It Froggy. Oh my goodness. These are really cute. Again, a lot of ways to use these because these are just simply PNGs. So whatever you can do with a PNG, you can do with these. Obviously, put them on mugs, put them on signs, do what you want. But I think those are absolutely hysterical and so stinking cute. I love that one so much. That is like my kind of humor. Croak and Carry On. Oh, I love it. All right, I got to get those. Right. Okay, thanks. You guys talked me into it. Twisted my arm. This one here is a Halloween labels bundle. Now, these are so fun. A lot of times during the fall, the Target will put out in their dollar section like cool looking bottles, and they're like shapes. They're like fun shaped bottles. And I love to buy those bottles and print these fun labels to put on them and make them into really cool Halloween decorations. We actually have a whole like apothecary set now. So I probably won't buy these because I do have a ton, but it's just a really easy way to make some decorations, make them a little bit unique, make them fun. And these again could be really fun stickers that you could hand out for Halloween. But you can see like here, this is kind of what I do. I take one of the bottles, I will jazz it up a little. Some of them I did put things in to make them look like, you know, it's got like things in it. Like one of them was like a worm one. And so I took paper and I like rolled it between my hands to make them look like worms. So there's lots of ways to use this, like unicorn tears. You could add some glitter to some water, witching hour. So many really fun designs here. Swamp breed, go get some grass from the outside, throw it in the bottle. Could look cool. So yeah, there's a bunch of really fun ones to use in that one. And I think that could be like a really fun way to decorate if you don't, you know, want to think about it too hard. Just print some of those out, shove them on some bottles. This is the Mega 1250 Plus SVG bundle design. So you're getting over 1,200 designs in this one. And it looks like you're going to get a little bit of something for everybody. So they call this one the Black Girl SVG bundle. This one here is the Christian SVG bundle. We have a Bible verse SVG bundle. Here's motivational ones, dog designs, another version of like a black girl one. We've got some more Christian designs, inspirational. So we've got a lot of really neat ones. Here's some sarcastic ones, some different style motivational ones, summer SVGs. You've got some teacher ones. Now, again, we all know that good old school will be back in session before we know it. Now, these are layered files, so you can see all the different colors. They're going to all be different layers so that you're going to be able to cut these in the colors really, really easy. Listen, I love that you had pierogies for breakfast this morning. That is the true pierogi love right there. Oh, pierogies are delightful. So this one here is like the baby girl bundle. Here's a family vacation bundle, some more sarcastic designs, so many. Retro teacher designs. These are really cute. I love the Just a Small Town teacher. Those are cute. I came, I taught, I loved, I retired. Teach, love, 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 inspire in my teacher era. Really cute. Those are really fun designs. So you're getting a boatload. Like I can't math that out as to how much each design would cost, but it's like literally nothing. So those are really, really good. Here we have the 205 designed tiered trays. Again, 99% of these are going to work with your laser versus your CRICUT, but some might work with a CRICUT. I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out which ones, but if you're interested in them, $1 to test out some of them might be worth it. Or if you've got a laser and you like to make these tiered trays, by all means, such a good deal for as many as you're getting. It looks like you're getting something for just about every holiday, every month of the year, every kind of occasion. So you're going to get a lot to choose from with that, and you're going to have a lot of variety, which I like. This one here is a summer towel rack. Again, this is something that is really for lasers exclusively because this is going to need to hold things like towels, but you could really make them to hold keys or whatever you want to. But you see here, we've got all these different cute little designs. We've got little like flip-flop ones. But what I'm going to show you here is that this little section, this green part, that's all set to engrave for the laser. And the red is where it would cut. So for the CRICUT, really isn't going to work well. But these are really cute. I don't know that I would ever trust like the wood hooks, but you could add metal hooks if you wanted to. But again, those are very much for lasers only. This here is a Brushstroke SVG bundle. Now they call it a keychain bundle, but you can use this for anything that you want to. They don't just have to go on a keychain. This is the only picture we get, but you can see you got some hearts, paw prints, circles, rectangles, squares, all sorts of different options. And these are fun for acrylic signs. They're fun for keychains, but they're really fun for just about anything that you want to use them for. So they're not just for keychains. This one here is a teacher sublimation bundle. Again, back to school stuff. Got to start thinking about it now. So this here is you're going to get 14 different PNGs. And again, use these in any way that you want to, whether you want to make shirts or tote bags or signs or whatever. Maybe a little card for your kids to like say, hi, teacher, we're super excited to start class. These are just very cutesy designs, very colorful. I love how happy they are. They feel very like, welcome to class. We're going to be, you know, having a great year. I love this classroom vibes only one. The flowers are so pretty. And I feel like these could be used in any grade as well. Some of them always feel a little too like elementary, but I feel like the high school teachers sometimes just don't get like the fun stuff. But I feel like a lot of these would work just fine for a high school teacher because they're not so cutesy. They're still cute, but they're not so like childish, I guess, is where like I'm going. Like helping the little minds grow ones are a little on the childish side, but I feel like something like this, Teach, Love, Inspire, you could use for any grade level. Classroom vibes only, any grade level could like that one, you know? So I just feel like these ones are a little more versatile, a little bit better for like some of those teachers that maybe are teaching those upper levels. And I feel like sometimes they get kind of forgotten about and they don't get nearly as many fun things because your kids have like 11,000 teachers through those grades and it's hard. It's hard. Now here we have a back to school PNG design, and this is going to be kind of all of the different grades, and it says first grade crew, fourth grade crew, whatever it may be, and they have like little extra designs, like we've got some bows and stuff. This one's got a little bow on it. That one's cute with like just the kind of two-tone. But again, these are going to be made for that print and cut, not for layering with vinyl, but they're really cute. I think they are adorable, but again, very like younger child. Now this one here is a fall round signed SVG bundle, meaning these are perfect for your CRICUT. You've got a bunch of different designs here that you can use for that fall season. There's a little cow, which I feel like with different colors, that cow could work for any season that you wanted it to. I also feel like this one here with the sunflower could really be any season, but like a lot of the ones that say like Hello Pumpkin, Hello Fall, those are very fall-esque, but they're so stinking cute. They should be easy enough to use and make with your CRICUT in any way that you want to. You could paint these and stencil them. You could cut them with vinyl. You could use wood burning. So there are a lot of ways that you could use these to make a fun wood round. Oh, the bane of my existence. I love these, but oh my God, I'm so bad at them, but I love them. These are like lanterns. What's really fun, so you can use cardstock and vellum to create these. And I've done a couple. None have been perfect, but we're learning. We're getting better. I did a video on the one that I tried last year, and it was absolute hysterical how bad it was, but it turned out cute when I was done. But what you'll have here is you're going to be able to adjust your size of your lantern any way that you want. And this is like a layered design. So like these pieces down here are cut with vellum. And then these pieces up here would be cut with cardstock. So you want to make them like layered. And what's cool about the vellum is you can see through it. So like this one looks like it is a patterned vellum where you can kind of see that light coming through. Look how cool that is. So this is all vellum, which is like a thin, almost plasticky feeling paper that is very transparent. It's opaque. It's frosted. And when it's frosted like that, you'll be able to see the light through it and show the designs off. But these are really stinking cute. I love them. I kind of want to get them, but also I fear them. Because I struggle with cardstock designs. I do. I just struggle with paper. But I do like them. I'm willing to spend the $1 to try them out. Maybe I'll do another reel where you can all watch me suffer. Now these here are, again, laser designs. These are not going to work with your Cricut because of the way that they are created. I can already tell. But these are really fun because you can spin them to change the date of how many days until Christmas. So it's really, really fun. But this is definitely going to be something that is a little more like labor intense. You're going to need to do a lot of gluing, a lot of painting. There are several layers to these, but they are really fun. Do I think I have the patience for this? I don't think that I do. But is it cool? Yes, it is. If you are somebody who loves to work with your laser, this could be a really fun one to do. And these, I think, would sell really well as well. If you're somebody who's like willing to put the time in, those could be a really good seller because it's very interactive, which I think is super important. Now here, we have a high quality mega SVG bundle. This says that it has 250 plus designs. So this is going to have kind of a little bit of everything again, kind of like that other bundle that we saw. So like, for example, we've got book lover keychains. Again, can be anything, does not have to be keychains. I love the in a love triangle with my car and my books. I break for bookshops. I speak fluent fiction. I'm not ignoring you. I'm reading. I closed my book to be here. Very, very cute designs in this one. Here we have some sarcastic designs, coffee designs, reading, cats, kindness, camping, baby designs, some more sarcastic ones, back to school, some more back to school ones, but these can also be book ones. Like I'm seeing here, like crazy book lady, just a girl who loves books. I wouldn't call this one back to school, honestly. I would call this one books. Here's some more that they call back to school, but again, these are all very book related. We've got some bookmark designs, which again can be on anything. So you get a lot with that one. Now, if you are new to Cricut, buying these bundles is such a good deal because you're building up that like design stock that you have that you can pull from, and you're not going to be going out and buying a $3 design when you could have got tons more for $1. Now, this here is a Mega Laser Cut Sport bundle. Again, 90% of these going to work only with your laser. So I'll kind of go through these ones a little bit quicker since I don't focus on my laser that much. I do have some videos, but it's just not my main focus. And I do like my lasers, but I just don't have a lot of time for them. Now, I will say like this one here, this is a Sports Mandala laser cut. This would work with your Cricut. So if you are interested in that, I think for $1, just even if you only want to get that one, is a good price. You've got like bank designs. Oh, here's another Sports Mandala one that would work with your Cricut. So right there alone, you'd get 10 designs for $1 that would work with your Cricut that you could cut very easily and make work. But again, a lot of these just are not, they're just not set up the way we need them to be. But if you wanted those two, I mean, that's still a really good price. So I think that would be worth it. This is a bride and groom bundle. So you're getting 15 designs. So maybe if you're getting married, you've got a friend getting married, this might be a great little bundle to grab so that you could make them a few little decor pieces. You could make like a custom card. You could make them like a little custom keepsake type of situation. So it's always nice because I always like to give a little personal gift along with usually a little bit of cash. Just because it's something special. It's something they'll remember forever. I know the couple of like really personalized gifts that we got for our wedding are something that we cherish very deeply because they're so special. Somebody put that time in to either think of how to make it or made it themselves, or they went searching to get it made. So I do think if you have the option to do just something a little special, it's always appreciated. And you can really do inexpensive things that will very much touch their heart. Make them a little vinyl decal on a shadow box, or get like a little bank where they can put like a fund for an adventure they want to go on, or an emergency fund, and you can put one of these little designs on the front of that. So there are lots of things to do. You can also make them like a little set of matching coffee mugs. Lots of things that you can make to create something a little special, which I think is always nice. Now this right here is a Christmas card insert bundle designs. Now if you watched, I showed you last week or the week before how to make your own cutaway cards with your CRICUT, and that's what somebody did here. They just made their own insert versions too, and they have drawing and cutting out for these, which I think is super cute. And what I love about this is these could easily make coloring pages too. So when you get this, you're going to see that you kind of have all of this all set up. You're going to just have your design ready to go, and it'll draw and cut your design so that you can create the design. Now you can use the pre-made cards that they offer, or you can use a piece of cardstock as well because of the way they have these set up. These are really cute. I kind of want to grab them so that I can like do a video on how to like work with these, because I do think that these are something that people struggle with a lot. So I think I'm going to grab them. Now here, I thought these were really fun. So these are some Halloween round signs, but again, you put them on whatever you want. But I just liked the style of these. I thought they were kind of simplistic, but still fun, where it wasn't overly complicated. It's something that anybody could really do. The weeding on this one might take a little while just because of those edge scallops, but I also feel like this one wouldn't be that awful to weed. But if you wanted something a little simpler, you got this design. We also have like this one with these kind of like weird slashes that I like. I love the like bats and the pumpkins. I just think these are fun. I like the happy haunting. And to all a good fright. I think that's funny. Home sweet haunted home. That was my old house. Welcome to our haunted house. So there's a lot of like cute designs. And again, these don't have to necessarily go on a wood round. You could put these on anything that you want to, but I just think they're really fun. They're creative. It's just something a little bit different than I've seen over and over and over again. Welcome Foolish Mortals. If you know, you know. This one really cute with the 31st of October. You've also got this Something Wicked This Way Comes that I really like. And what I think is really nice too is, regardless, if you don't like this scalloped edge, it wouldn't be that hard to get rid of. They could either have this as a separate layer, or you could just contour it out to remove it. So if you don't like it, you could get rid of it. We'll trade candy for wine. It's just a bunch of hocus pocus. So there's a lot in this one. You're getting 20 designs, lots of ways to use those. Those are super cute. Am I getting them? Yes, I am. So I'm ending up with 9 bundles today, which actually is probably the most I've bought in a really long time. Now, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to probably pop off here. We've been on for like an hour because there's so many designs. Do I want these? Do I want those? I don't have any reason for them. I don't need them. Like, I don't have kids in school. I'm going to skip them, but I really do like those. I'm just kind of going through, seeing if there's any other ones that I need, but I don't think so. So we're good. Now, I am a Plus member, so I can check out anytime in the next 24 hours. So I don't have to worry about like getting checked out before we hit 1 p.m. But if you are not a Plus member, make sure you check out before it hits 1 p.m. so that you don't miss out on all of your deals. You got about 9 minutes remaining. So a little bit of time. But if you guys don't have any further questions, I'm going to give you just a minute because I know we are a little laggy. I'm probably going to pop off. But as always, I will let you guys know what the tutorial is coming out tonight. And tonight's tutorial is how to make a layered vinyl decal. Literally from start to finish, I am going to show you how to take an image that you get from Google And I'm going to show you how we take a full color design and make it into that layered SVG in CRICUT Design Space, and then how we make that layered vinyl decal that you can place on to your car, notebook, whatever you want to put it on. So I'm excited for tonight's tutorial. And then in just a couple of days on Sunday, which is Saturday, is going to be the second part of my CRICUT Hacks series. So you guys are going to get to see part 2 of CRICUT Design Space Hacks. What the F said, these are not included in Plus. Sorry, just got here late. They are not technically included in a Plus membership. You need to pay $1 for each of your designs. You do get a 15% discount, meaning 15 cents off. So your designs are only going to be 85 cents as a Plus member. And with the Plus membership, you can check out anytime between noon today and noon tomorrow. So you get a full 24 hours. As a non-Plus member, your designs are $1. You have 1 hour to shop, meaning you've only got about 7 minutes or so to check out if you want to get any of these deals. Now, that's just how they do it. I have a Plus membership. I do really like it. I've had it for a while, and I have the unlimited membership, so I can pretty much go on here and find whatever I want, but I still like to go through the dollar deals. I don't mind spending $1. It helps support the artists that made the product. Again, I get a ton of stuff for $1. So this is $9 worth of things. I don't tend to buy everything, but I do buy a few things. So like I'm getting the Snarky bundle, the coloring pages, the kitchen towels, the cute ghosts, autumn leaves, and then I'm also going to get the retro Halloween frogs, the Halloween pumpkin lanterns, the Christmas insert cards, and the Halloween road signs. So I'm getting quite a bit of stuff. But like I said, I will pay 15% less, so can't complain. But if you guys don't have any more questions, I am going to pop off. That way I can get some other things finished. I'm working on finishing a screen printing video for you guys that should be out soon. And then I'm going to get started on a few other videos that I have planned, which I'm so excited to share with all of you.